On Friday, August 30th, 2019, under an act of Congress, the post office in Belmar, New Jersey, as you've been told, the community where my father lived, worked, and raised his family, was renamed in his honor. Previously, on October 27th, 2015, my father was inducted into the Army Materiel Command, AMC, Hall of Fame. He also had a building complex named for him at Fort Monmouth, New Jersey, and after the closure of the fort at Aberdeen Proving Ground in Maryland. What was remarkable about my father, even more than his brilliance, was his perseverance and resilience, what he went through in order to acquire the education that enabled him to make the contributions he made to Project Diana, as well as several other Army projects, research projects, was nothing short of remarkable. In the words of my sister, these are remarks from the dedication, the renaming of the post office that my sister gave, Marcia Barra Morris, who based her comments on words from a speech in which my father had described his educational path. Quote, his most trying time was at Ohio State University, where he earned his master's degree in physics. Black people were not allowed to be teaching assistants at Ohio State at the time, nor could they stay in the dormitories on campus. At times, my father was working 3 or 4 jobs simultaneously to cover the cost of tuition, housing, and educational expenses. His department chairman actively discouraged pursuit of the PhD, and according to my father, hollered at him for not taking an industrial arts course. He was, after all, only going to be able to go back south to teach in a Black school. However, I once heard my father say that having seen the effect of a dream denied on his father, who wanted to be a pastor, a minister, he had decided that he would never give up on a dream, his dream, without making every possible effort to achieve it. And of course, he had supporters. He got his BA from Wiley College, a traditionally Black college in Marshall, Texas. And there he had professors that he kept up with who knew he was brilliant and wanted him to succeed and that sort of thing. So he had support from his family, and I'll talk about that in a minute. It goes without saying that my father and mother had a profound effect on me and my sister, especially in shaping our approach to education. First, they instilled in us a belief in the value, the importance of education. They were both readers, and they encouraged us, not to say pressured us, to excel in our studies. And this is something his colleagues may not have known about him. Not only did he love physics and math, but he was an omnivore, a true Renaissance man. He loved literature, especially poetry. His favorite poem was a sonnet by County Cullen, an American poet of the Harlem Renaissance, which begins, I doubt not, God is good, well-meaning kind, and ends, yet do I marvel at this curious thing, to make a poet Black and bid him sing. I cannot, I'm backtracking a little here, I cannot discuss my father's love of education without noting that it was developed, first of all, in the bosom of his family. His first teacher was his mother, my grandmother, Susie Johnson McAfee, who, although she was never able to use the certificate she had earned to teach in public school, did teach her 9 children, all of whom earned degrees in math or math-related fields. And then continuing with his influence on our family. Not only was my father a profound influence on the education of my sister and me, he had a significant influence on the development of his nieces and nephews, to a degree which I did not appreciate fully until I reread the comments of my cousin, Professor Leo Cecil McAfee. He's emeritus from the faculty at University of Michigan now in the Department of Engineering, and preserved in the congressional record that was sampled in the video that Mr. Sebula, Charlie Sebula, just showed. Okay, this is what my cousin Leo said. Vividly, I remember a day at my elementary school. I was a 5th, 6th grade student at the time. My father, the school principal, proudly showed us a newspaper article reporting that Uncle Walter was a recipient of a Secretary of the Army Presidential Fellowship. This event is vivid in my memory because I decided that I wanted to earn a PhD and be a scientist, even though I did not know what the career of a scientist involved or the career of an engineer. or for that matter, any other career other than educator, teacher. That event and that day have remained etched and stored in the forefront of my memory for perhaps 63 years now. Cousin Leo goes on to share that Walter McAfee, his uncle Walter, had a profound influence on 3 and even 4 generations of nieces and nephews, and that some of how he influenced his family, or his influence in his family. Thank you for this opportunity to share my personal reflections. I'm going to stop here and see if anybody has any questions. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Diane, for that account. So many questions. Please, if you have a question for Diane, unmute yourself and go ahead.
Hello, Mercedes.
Oh, hi, Leo. How are you?
I can help you identify your family here. I got the participants pulled up.
Oh, thank you so much, David.
So
Go ahead.
there's you, and you on the first on the list. There's Benita Copeland, Cecilia's daughter. Benjamin Taylor, Cecilia's son. Cecilia and Benjamin, son. I just put them both in there. And Cecilia and Benjamin Taylor, of course. I hope I don't miss anybody as I go through here. Dr. Velma Williams, McAfee Williams. I see Vicki Smith.
Can I stick in a couple of names?
Please do.
This is my sister, Marcia, and my brother-in-law, Lorenzo Morris.
Melba Robinson, Leisha, I think.
Yeah.
Linton, Travis, and Carolyn.
All cousins of us, my sister's generation.
LaRue McAfee Smith. And then my daughter, LaRue McAfee, Leisha Linton. Leisha's on there twice, I guess.